Hello, hello, Facebook Live, Holly Toronto here. I am a health coach with a specialty in body image, and I help women and men live the life that they want to live in the body that they are in, reclaim their power from food and body fixation, and really just live kick-ass and amazing lives. And wow, it has been so long since I hopped on here and did a Facebook Live video. Many of you followed me throughout the months of January and February when I was doing the 21-day video challenge and showing up here presumably every day, but mostly skipping some days in between. And yeah, I missed quite a few days in doing that. But you know, that was a huge learning experience for me to do that 21-day video challenge. It was awesome. It was exciting. I learned so much. But I also had a lot going on in my business at that time, and I really needed to take a step back and just breathe and contract, which is just as important as expanding, right? So when we allow ourselves to expand and be seen and be visible for an extended period of time, the natural reaction is to contract, or what I like to say, turtle up. So I went back inside of my shell and I just needed some time to regain energy. But now I am feeling like I am ready to be out there again and sharing and be on Facebook Live because I really enjoy doing this. I really enjoy engaging with all of you that want to be a part of this conversation around body positivity, body liberation, self-love. So yeah, this is me back at it. Awesome. So if you are watching live, I would love to know who is here. Please give me a heart, give me a like, leave me a comment. Let me know what you are thinking about what I am sharing today. Many of you probably saw in the description of this video, what I'm talking about today is the idea of cheat days and treat days, or sometimes the idea of, well, I'm really good Monday through Thursday evening, and then Friday through Sunday, I just do whatever I want. And that's how I manage my health, and that's totally fine. So truthfully, that might work for some people, and if that's what your truth is, then feel free to follow that. However, something that I've come across with, and this was my own personal experience as well as the experience of many of the clients that I work with and many of the people that I speak with, that there's this sense that they're on the bandwagon, right? Monday through Thursday. And then they go out to our happy hour on Friday night, and you know, they're like, well, this weekend I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna stay on the wagon. And what happens is, like, they're having fun, they're enjoying their time with their friend, they have one cocktail, it turns into two, it turns into three, they order French fries, they order late night pizza, they go home and they crash and they sleep until 11 the next day, and they wake up with all of this shame and guilt and hangover and like all of those types of things, and from that place it really informs their emotional landscape, and that they just stay in this downward spiral of guilt and shame and trying constantly to just get back on the bandwagon, right? And there's this amazing body positive coach and activist. I see her as sort of like a virtual mentor. Never met her in person, but I read all of her blogs and you know, try to interact with her on social media. And she says, you can never fall off the bandwagon if you never got on it in the first place. And what that means is that if you're not on the diet bandwagon, meaning Monday through Thursday I'm really, really good, and then I, you know, let myself do whatever I want Friday through Sunday, there's no way for you to fall off of it. And so there's a reason why these cheat days and treat days really don't work from like an emotional, psychological perspective. There's a reason why it doesn't work. And many of you have heard me talk about the deprivation binge cycle, which is a very substantiated, evidence-based model that was researched in the Health at Every Size movement, as well as intuitive eating. And basically, what happens when we deprive ourselves, so even from a psychological perspective, when we're saying, I can't have something, right? So it's like Monday through Thursday, I can't have carbs. I'm going to use carbs as an example because this is one that shows up a lot. Like I can't eat simple carbs. I can't eat carbs Monday through Thursday, but Friday through Sunday, I can do whatever I want, right? And so even from a psychological perspective, when we tell ourselves we cannot have something, our minds and our bodies experience that as deprivation. And because our bodies and our minds are incredibly powerful, they want to avoid a sense of deprivation at all costs, because deprivation is a threat to survival. And so in that case, there's neural switches in our brain that actually induce eating. So that's where cravings and compulsive behaviors and obsessive thoughts around food come from. Is from when we tell ourselves we cannot eat something. So it's not a matter of self-control. It's not a matter of motivation. It's not a matter of discipline. It's not a matter of being addicted to sugar. It's simply a matter of being deprived on an emotional and sometimes even on a physical level. And so Monday through Thursday, right, we're telling ourselves we can't have carbs. And then Friday through Sunday roll around, and what happens? We eat all the carbs. We eat everything that we can possibly get our hands on that has sugar and carbs in it, right? Because, well, this is when I'm allowed to do it, right? So we eat all the things. And then what happens? Oh, I way overindulged. I way overdid it. I was so bad. I did so bad. I really have to make up for it this week. I have to go on a cleanse. I have to cut out carbs again for the week. I have to, burn 800 calories a day at the gym this entire week. And it's really just not a sustainable model. It doesn't work. And it keeps us in this place where we're going up and down. We're up and down in our weight and in our health. And then also from an emotional perspective. And can you imagine how freeing it would be to just kind of be like neutral all the time, where you didn't have to go through these ups and downs with weighing and measuring your morality based on what you ate, and also weighing and measuring what you're eating on a constant basis, right? It takes up so much energy, so much brain space, and it sets us up for binging. So binging is a very, very normal reaction to deprivation. And so what I want to invite you into is what's the oh no, my battery's gonna die in a minute. So what's the answer to this, right? So what's the anecdote? What do you do instead of the restrict binge cycle, right? So truly, it's to give yourself unconditional permission to eat. And many of you have heard me talk about giving unconditional permission to eat before. And it can feel like a really scary concept, right? The idea of I can eat whatever I want whenever I want it. Because it sounds like, well, if I did that, that would mean I would just eat all the bad things all the time, all the quote unquote bad things all the time, and I would put on weight and I would get sick and I would be unhealthy and all of these types of things. But really what it means when we allow ourselves to have unconditional permission to eat is that all food is neutral. And from that place, we can claim our power back from food instead of food having the power over us. And so we can make decisions for our body and for our health and for our food from a place of self-care and pleasure and truly listening to the body and what it wants, instead of deprivation, guilt, shame, shoulds, shouldn'ts, all of those types of things. Because when we tell ourselves we can't have something, it becomes a scarce resource. And from that place, it becomes even more seductive towards us, to us. But when we say, oh, all of this food is neutral, like, okay, yeah, I can have this thing when I want to, right? Whatever that thing, we call it play foods in the intuitive eating and health at every size movement, play foods. Or I can have more nourishing foods. And you take away the moral judgment and you take away the emotional roller coaster that goes with it. And it's really, really powerful. And, it's something that I'm not going to say like just from watching this video, if this is something you struggle with, that you would be able to just overnight be like, okay, I'm fine. I have unconditional permission to eat. It does take time. It takes unlearning a lot of what diet culture has taught us. And so I want to invite you that this is a process that takes a lot of unlearning. It takes a lot of support. It takes a lot of accountability. I work with clients who come to me with this specifically, and I had a client that I work with recently who her trigger food was chocolate. So every time she was around chocolate, she felt like she had to eat all the chocolate. And so she's like, I'm only allowed to eat chocolate these days of the week and all of those types of things. And all of these rules around the chocolate. And now since doing our work together, she's like, yeah, my coworker gave me a bar of chocolate. I had a couple bites and that was it. And it's not a big deal. It's not this big emotional thing. She doesn't go down the rabbit hole. She doesn't feel like she fell off the bandwagon. She doesn't say like, screw it, I already messed up. All of those types of things, that all of those cycles that we get caught in, right? And so this is something that's possible. And so if you're struggling with this, I want to invite you, feel free to reach out to me, comment below. I'm here for you. I can support you through this. I also want to let you know that I'm going to be much more active in a private Facebook group that I've created, really where I'm going to be going even deeper into these principles with people who want to learn more about it, whether for yourself or for people that you help or people in your life. So I'm actually going to post a link below for anybody who would like to join that group. Just click on it and request to join. And yeah, we can interact and go even deeper on these concepts together. I hope that this video was of service to you. I hope it was inspiring. And yeah, stay tuned. I will be doing a lot more Facebook Live videos in the coming weeks, so please feel free to hop on, say hello. Sending you all lots of love. Thank you for tuning in. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you for all of the love hearts. You're amazing. I think that's Michael that's leaving them. Hi, Michael. Awesome, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.